gluten-free. Do you know what that is? Must be coming out of glue multiplied like 10 times, and it goes into your stomach and sticks everything up. Whatever that is. But before I even knew what gluten-free is, I was already eating a lot of stuff that were gluten-free, in the Indian cuisine at least. We made something out of rice flour. And how do you knead the dough? How do you actually make something out of a rice flour? Do you cook it like rice and then like keep wondering what you do with it? Do you make it like a pancake? No. To teach you that thing, we've got you a food expert, my own mother, who's been cooking for so many years that I can't even remember. Maybe as old as I was, plus maybe 15 years before that. And she's come here to make sure that I'm feeding our baby the way she fed me and turned me into a monstrous, hungry creature who eats all the time. Who's become like, I need to eat, I need to cook, I need to make everyone else eat. And when I became a monster, she threw me out of the house and said, go get your own child and then you will know what it's about bringing up a child and feeding good food to the baby. So let me leave you with the food expert. She is the food polizei.
नमस्ते, ये क्या खाना बनाने सिखाएगा? खाना बनाने मैं सिखाती हूँ।
क्यों? मेरे को खाना नहीं बनाने आता?
नहीं, परफेक्ट नहीं बनाता। आज मैं चावल के आटे की रोटी बनाने वाली हूँ।
चावल का आटा और रोटी? हाँ। रोटी तो गेहूं से बनता है।
नहीं, चावल का आटा रहता है, उसको गर्म पानी मिलाकर रोटी बनाया जाता है।
I once tried to knead the dough myself. So I called my mom and she said to me, boil the water and then just put the rice flour in it. I tried it and I ended up with a very liquidy dough that was more to do with making a pancake. So this is the real method that you will see now. To a pot, add 2 cups of boiling water and 1 cup of rice flour. This is the ratio, more or less. It depends on how much water you lose when you evaporate too much of it. So make sure you don't bring it to such a boil that you lose half the water. Now once you have started to add the flour, make sure you mix it nicely so that you don't end up with lumps in the dough. Now these lumps are hard to get rid of. And your bread might look something else, like a monstrous big bread. You might throw it in the oven and just turn it into something else. So make sure you don't end up with lumps in your dough at the end. Now once you think the water is kind of nicely absorbed by the flour, you have a nice big mass of dough, you need to take it out as much as you can handle in both your hands or one of your hand, because you need to start kneading it. Now to make rice roti or rice flatbread, you need to show a lot of love and respect to this dough. So it doesn't budge easily. So you have to put it in another pot or a pan and start kneading it. Because the dough is still warm, don't burn your hands. Just cool it with some water and start kneading it slowly on all sides. Make sure that you check that there are no lumps there. Now after a couple of minutes of kneading, you will have a very nice, soft and stretchy dough. This entire kneading process actually makes it easier for you to roll this flatbread into a perfect circle. And before you start making flatbread out of it, you need to cut this dough into equal portions. You don't want the people you feed complaining that somebody has got a bigger portion than them. That would be a terrible fight. Usually, how do you measure it? Like, don't need a scale or something, just as big as your fingers are, you just need to pull it out of the main roll. Now take the portion of this dough and do what you would exactly do with making any other flatbread. This is the same process, that's universal. You take some dry flour and you dab this dough into it and make a nice ball out of it. And this will make sure that you will get a nice round flatbread. Now take a rolling pin and get creative with the shapes. You will never get it right, trust me. You will never get it right the very first time or even the second or the third. But with practice and patience and never to give up attitude, you will finally end up with the perfect circle. You need to look at the flatbread and it should tell you eat me. So now you need to cook it. Now on a pan which is hot, not too hot, you need to place this dough and cook it on one side for about 30 seconds. Now the first bread will always take longer than the second one. Why? Because the pan is not hot enough. Then turn it around and then dab it on the sides with a spatula so that the sides of the edges are nicely cooked. Now when you see this rice roti or this flatbread start to balloon, that's an indication that it's cooked nicely. Now if you want to show your newly acquired skills to your colleague and you want to take your flatbread to the office or to your friends the next day, make sure that you dab it with very slight amount of olive oil or with ghee on the surface, and this will ensure that the bread remains soft and edible.
I hope you enjoyed this video. Now head over to happybellyfish.com and check out some amazing online programs and cooking classes that we are offering together with food experts from all around the world. Eat healthy, keep your belly and taste buds happy.